rounded out the top 10. A couple of notables. You had Michael Atwell, the Rattler 250 winner, coming off of a second place finish in the last UARA national race. He qualified 16th. Buddy Shepard was 17th. Bubba Pollard all the way down the chart at 18th. You had Seth Christensen 19th. Chase Berta was 20th. Matt Craig 21st. And so on throughout the rest of the field. But when they went to go do the inversion, they drew the number 8. So what do you know? On the pole for the Battle of Berlin 250, the defending winner of this event and the driver that went to victory lane earlier this year in the Money in the Bank 150, none other than Carson Hocevar.
Man, if this,
if you're one of the other drivers, you got to be like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. He's gonna get to start up front. Yeah.
You know, if he's starting deeper in the field, I'd say this should be an interesting race. But you got him on top of the field. I mean, all he's got to do is stand up there on the gas and go.
But not necessarily there, Al, because Berlin is a track that's going to certainly chew up tires as the runs go on. And, you know, this is not going to be the type of event where anytime the yellow comes out, the drivers certainly aren't going to be going down to throw a new set of American Racer tire on. They're going to have to kind of pick and choose when they're going to make their move. They typically will run a halfway break in an event like this, but every now and again you'll see sometimes they'll maybe they'll throw the caution a little bit before then and kind of throw the strategy out a little bit to where the drivers, you have to kind of make your decision. Do you want to try to put fresher tires on a little bit later into the race to where you maybe have a little bit of an advantage, where you've got a little bit of an edge over the driver that may have took tires maybe 30 or 40 laps before that? So I'm curious. I'm interested to see how it's all going to play out. Currently, if you're wanting to tune in after the show, of course, you'll want to tune in. Opportunity, it's kind of rare where you'll get an opportunity where if you've got a streaming service package through Racing America or Flow Racing, you're able to watch this event tonight.
Track TV
and
or
Track
Flow
TV,
Racing.
Yes. Track TV or Flow Racing, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
So interesting to see how everything's going to shake out. Currently, right now, the limited late models are still on track, wrapping up their feature. And they're going to have a special driver introduction coming up. I do believe they're doing a T-shirt toss because we'll talk about it a little bit later on here too. Berlin, very, very high on my list of tracks that I want to get to. We've had our buddy Jeff Striegel on a few times, you know, talking super modifieds and talking about this event earlier on in the year. And, you know, this is kind of like, this is their Daytona 500. They build this race up all year long. And this being the 75th anniversary there at Berlin, they have spared no expense. They've gone all out to try to make this one of the biggest races that they've ever put on. And it's pretty clear, pretty evident by the purse that they've put out there and the response from the drivers that they've certainly delivered that here today.
It's not, you know, it might not be a crown jewel of short track racing, but it's damn close.
I think it should be. Especially like up in the part of the country. I mean, we talk about a lot of the racing that goes on in Wisconsin. I mean, you think about all the different races, like whether it's Slinger Nationals or, you know, some of the different memorial races that they'll run at some of the various tracks up there in the Midwest. You got to put this race up there. You got to give this race some flowers. It's a race that doesn't have the longevity. It doesn't have the history of like a Derby or an All-American 400 or a Winchester 400, but with what the effort that Jeff and everybody have been putting into this race to build it up, it definitely has the making of a crown jewel race. And for the UARA National Tour, if you look at how their schedule shakes down, you got the big race earlier in the year with the Rattler 250. You got this race as kind of your midway point of the year, kind of your summer race, kind of that big money, big distance race, and it all leads up to the big memorial that'll happen later on this year. This is certainly one of the crown jewel events on that UARA National Tour. But we'll talk about things a little bit more. It looks like the limited late model race is going to wrap up here. We'll get ready to take a little bit more of a deep dive into the Battle of Berlin 250. Going to talk about some other things that are going on in the short track world and get you set and ready to go for the Battle at Berlin 250. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Let's Talk Short Track Racing.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Buying or selling a home? It's more than a transaction. It's a strategy. I'm Amy Lynn, and I bring clarity, confidence, and results to your real estate journey. Whether you're searching for the perfect place to call home or preparing to list your home for top dollar, I've got you covered. With smart marketing, strong negotiation, and a network you can trust, I don't just help clients close, I help them win. Let's make your next move the right one.
When the heat's on, chill harder with Just Chillin' cooling products. Stay frosty, keep it cool, keep it fast, just chillin'.
Race Car Engineering is your single source supplier for all your racing equipment. Dirt, asphalt, drag strip, street rod, or off-road. Their experts can keep you on the track and in the lead no matter what type of racing you do. Hundreds of brands, thousands of parts. Find them online at racecareng.com or call them toll free at 800-882-7231 and make sure to ask for your free catalog. That's Race Car Engineering, 800-882-7231.
And welcome back.
And we are back on Let's Talk Short Track Racing Podcast. I beat you to it. I'm always trying to beat you, buddy. Limited late model feature has wrapped up at Berlin. So coming up next, Battle at Berlin 250. And Nick Neary there with the Grant Thormeyer Racing team looking to try to get back to victory lane again, coming off of his big win at the Billy Joe Ingram Memorial 154 down here at Auburndale. Allick, I wish we had some racing to talk about down here in the Sunshine State, but didn't have any this last weekend. Mother Nature was not a lot of sun down here in Florida last weekend.
No, it rained out. That was tough. They had sprint cars scheduled for Auburndale, and bam, the rain came, and they said no.
Florida's so big, we usually don't ever get a weekend where the entire state rains out, excuse me. We'll usually maybe get a couple of races in, but I believe the only track that raced Saturday night was Ocala.
Yes.
The dirt track in Ocala. I believe every other asphalt dirt track in our area, they said, you know what, forget about it. So not a ton of racing going on locally, but we did have some pretty big racing going on around the country, particularly in the nation's heartland up in corn country. We had the Knoxville Nationals taking place at the Knoxville Raceway, and biggest payday in sprint car racing throughout the year. And you see the very best of the bit. My favorite thing about the Knoxville Nationals, honestly, is look at the B main lineup. And look at the drivers that don't even make the feature. That's one of the most stacked B mains you're going to see anywhere. And then you go on to the feature, and it's, just 50 laps, just, use the term balls to the wall, but that's what it is. And to see an 18-year-old go out and absolutely just whacks the field.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely in racing do you ever have a perfect night or a perfect weekend where everything you could possibly script, you could possibly think of, forget about it. This is racing. Nothing ever goes according to plan. Ryan Timms said, hold my, wait, no, he's 18. You can't say that. He said, hold my Dr. Pepper. And he went out and just absolutely beat the best in the business and won his first ever Knoxville Nationals. Nice payday, just under $200,000 for the 18-year-old.
You know, it's like winning the lottery. He hit the jackpot and cashed it right into the bank right there. $200,000.
Kyle Larson? Yeah,
Kyle Larson.
Who? Rico? Who?
Sent Donnie Schatz into retirement, it seems like. My God.
No. We'll talk about that in a second, too. But something that was cool with Tim's, driver that comes from the midget world, but he's been doing some sprint car racing, of course, over the course of the last couple of years, getting experience. But what a lot of drivers I saw do this year, they put a lot of emphasis on running that more traditional kind of outlaw-ish schedule where they're running a little high limit, running a little World of Outlaw. But when they weren't running and there was a feature going on Saturday night at Knoxville, that's where they were.
Mm-hmm.
Rico did that this year. Ryan Timms has been doing this all year. And who ran 1-2 in the Knoxville Nationals? Timms and Rico.
Hey, at the end of the day, there's a home track advantage, right?
Yeah.
Everybody.
I got to think, is that the blueprint going forward for Knoxville? If it's going to continue to be this high-paying race like it is, why wouldn't you try to set up shop in and around that area to where, okay, I'm going to run with high limit when I can. I'm going to run with the World of Outlaws when I can. But if I don't have anything else going on a Saturday night feature, I'm going to be here. And I'm going to get prepared for that race. And that's what Ryan and his team did. He literally just stamped his name in history and said, here I am. And at 18 years old, I don't think he's going to be going anywhere for quite some time.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, he's a household name already. Just literally walked in the door. Bam. It's like Connor Zilic, right? Just shows up and all of a sudden everybody knows his name.
More graceful than Connor, hopefully.
Hey, at least hopefully he didn't fall. So, my God.
Those darn window nets. I do think it's hilarious. Did you hear how apparently some teams have sent out memos to some of their drivers on how they need to celebrate going forward?
Just got to put the window net inside.
In the car. He's 18. He'll learn. Very curious
He's got time.
To see how that. Very curious to see how that waiver process is going to play out for him and what he's able to do and being able to get into the playoffs.
You know, I don't think he's going to need a waiver. They're off this weekend. I've had this exact same. Yep, I've had the exact same broken bone.
Mm-hmm.
Have a plate, 17 screws in there. I mean, it's uncomfortable, yeah, but it's not undoable. Like, you can go get in a car and drive.
Well, the week after that is Daytona. I mean, if he were to get in a bad accident in Daytona, I don't think that would feel good.
He doesn't need to.
All
he needs to do is start.
Yeah, if only they had somebody who could maybe fill in for him. I don't know. No, that would never happen. No,
I don't think
great,
so.
Though. No, I can geek out a little bit, but no. Hope Connor gets to feeling better. I felt so bad for him. He's having such an awesome year. And to have an injury like that when you're trying to celebrate and you've just gone out and won another huge race with, I believe that's a 6th Xfinity Series win, I believe, this year. It's just unreal.
Blows my mind. And it's every kind of track. I mean, this kid's going to be a force to reckon with. My God.
Can I tell a quick little Connor Zilic story, little personal Connor Zilic story? Little hand up accountability here too. Here in the great state of Florida, we are fortunate enough to be able to do a little bit of sports gambling in this state. And earlier on this season, when they were racing at COTA, I may or may not have placed a small wager on Connor Zilic to win at COTA that day. And I went ahead and I sprinkled a little money on there. And sure enough, Connor goes out and wins the race. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to go check my account and check out my winnings. And I went on there and I'm like, dang, Normally the money is in the account by now. Normally this would have gone through. What I didn't realize is I didn't bet Connor Zilic to win the race at COTA. I bet him to win the championship. And at the beginning of the year, I was like, "Oh boy, you just threw money down on an 18-year-old. I don't think this is going to go too well for you." Well, then we fast forward to about 5 weeks ago. I decided, you know what, this has gone a little plus money. He's won a couple races. I'm going to go ahead and cash this thing out. Well, don't I look like a fool now, because he's just gone on ever since I cashed that out. I believe he's won 4 of the 5 races since I cashed out on that bet. So, little hand up.
I got to know, what was the payout going to be?
We're not going to talk about that, Alex. It's not bad. What I was able to get from my cash out, I believe I took money from that and I bet on him to win that weekend, which I did win. But then the rest of the money, I think I either stowed it away for grocery money or something like that, or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, so they are working on driver introductions right now at the Battle of Berlin 250 as we're getting closer to the start of the UARA national event there. I mentioned it a little earlier. Berlin, to me, big bucket list track for me. Definitely a part of the country I want to get up to. I've got some friends that have been lucky enough to live up in that area and work up in that area, and they insist that I need to get up there next year. And I think between one of the 2 UARA races, I think you're going to find me up there as well. What for you? You're somebody that's been able to travel around, whether it's through marketing or working camera. What are some of the tracks that you've been able to go to over the course of the last couple of years that kind of were on that bucket list for you that you can now say that you've got to cross off?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Bristol was my number 1. And then I was there for the short track nationals. And my God, I mean, that was one of the greatest experiences I ever had. It was the year Bubba Wallace won, I think it was the Pro Late race, or was it Super Late? I can't remember.
I think it was Super.
I think it was. Yeah. Yep. And it rained, and I was sitting in the infield in the media center. I got Bubba sitting there, and about 3 or 4 other guys were just chilling. And it's like, you know, people should know that it's raining out there. And I'm like, yeah, but we've been told not to tell anybody that it's raining.
No.
It does not rain at Bristol Motor Speedway. And Bubba looks at me and is like, I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to post it on Twitter. And I'm going to say it's raining. And what do you know? I mean, that was the next thing that happened. But my God, that Coliseum, that's one of the coolest things you can ever go to. Honestly,
I was super late models.
Yeah,
I got to watch Crown Vics. I got to watch Crown Vics. That was something.
I mean, Crown Vics has to be a pretty good show there too.
Yeah,
you flipped a car in that race, didn't you?
What's that?
Y'all flipped a car in that race, didn't you?
No. That was
not that one.
That was the Ranger race.
Okay.
We absolutely destroyed a Crown Vic in that race. About the hardest wreck I've ever seen in one of those. But no, you're thinking of the Danger Ranger on dirt, where it's never good when you have to have a flip count and you're not at the Chili Bowl. So that's where we were at with that night. For me, Berlin is way up on the bucket list for me. Same thing with Slinger. Selfishly, with my family's connections up in Pennsylvania, Jennerstown is really high up on my list, as well as some of the dirt tracks, obviously, during Pennsylvania Sprint Week that are up there. Got to cross one of the big ones off my list here about a month ago up at Thunder Road, up at Ken Squire's place, along with the weekend I had there at Stafford. But yeah, Knoxville, of course, we talked about it earlier on the dirt side. That's one of the big races, big tracks that I want to get to on the dirt side, as well as that little place in Ohio that Tony Stewart owns. I hear is pretty
good
nice.
Old Eldora.
Yeah,
man, we got to get you up to the. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say we got to get you to the West Coast. Got to get you over to Bakersfield. My God, Kern County, man.
Kern County, to me, okay. Can we get a cup race there? Like, I know they're talking about how they want to bring back California Speedway. Let's send the cup cars to Kern County.
Turnkey. would be able to host a cup race tomorrow if it needed to.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
I think Kevin Harvick would like that too.
Absolutely. I mean, they threw his name on it for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, that helps. But yeah, that's Kern County is another one of those that I definitely want to get to, and I believe next summer might be heading up into South Dakota at some point next year. Houston Speedway, the dirt track up there. I'm going to try to hopefully get up there and check that one out as well. That would be a lot of fun to get to too. So
you get up that way, you got to go up to Evergreen. I mean, South Dakota, that's not too far. That's about, 2 states away?
How about our guy, Greg Biffle, getting around the ARCA West Series last weekend? Brought it home third at Tri-City Raceway.
Man, the Biff has still got it, right? I mean, that guy should be out there wheeling every weekend, in my opinion.
Future NASCAR Hall of Famer, Greg Biffle, as I introduce him at every Cletus event. I tell him all the time, it's future NASCAR Hall of Famer and current full-time Crown Vic racer. It sounds like, though, from what it sounded like with Greg, I think you're going to start seeing him back in, not necessarily like the Cup Series. I would not be surprised if you see him running in some more ARCA West races, maybe even some actual into ARCA, and who knows, with the type of connections Greg has. You saw him where he jumped behind the wheel of the KBM 51 truck there, and hadn't been in a competitive car in a while, or a competitive truck. Jumped behind the wheel, and went on a 1 Texas. So,
I mean, dude knows how to wheel.
I'm a believer. Stick with the Biff.
Stick with the Biff. No sleeves. No sleeves.
No. He's got no sleeve. Oh no, he technically doesn't have. He can wear sleeves, but Cleat and Squirrel, they lost a bet at Stafford, so I believe they still have. They got about another week where they got to go sleeveless, I think. So we'll get around to it. But driver intros wrapping up. Battle Berlin 250 is coming up. We'll kind of set the stage one more time here before they get underway, and we'll kind of talk about some things that are coming up. There were some more news in and around the short track world regarding some races throughout the Southeast. We'll touch on that a little bit and get you set and ready to go. As we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in just a minute here on Let's Talk Short Track Racing.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Buying or selling a home? It's more than a transaction. It's a strategy. I'm Amy Lynn, and I bring clarity, confidence, and results to your real estate journey. Whether you're searching for the perfect place to call home or preparing to list your home for top dollar, I've got you covered. With smart marketing, strong negotiation, and a network you can trust, I don't just help clients close, I help them win. Let's make your next move the right one.
Race Car Engineering is your single source supplier for all your racing equipment: dirt, asphalt, drag strip, street rod, or off-road. Their experts can keep you on the track and in the lead no matter what type of racing you do. Hundreds of brands, thousands of parts. Find them online at racecareng.com or call them toll free at 800-882-7231 and make sure to ask for your free catalog. That's Racecar Engineering, 800-882-7231.
When the heat's on, chill harder with Just Chillin' cooling products. Stay frosty, keep it cool, keep it fast, just chillin'.
And we are back on Let's Talk Short Track Racing. Jake Wilson, along with Allick Jorgensen, who's been helping fill in for Aaron Wilcoxon, who is with the Grant Formeyer Racing Team, currently up at Berlin Raceway for the running of the Battle at Berlin 250, which their driver introductions are ongoing, and they get ready to get that feature underway here in just a little bit. Got some news that kind of dropped in the short track world, particularly down here in the southeastern part of the United States, revolving around the World Crown 300 that will take place later this year in October at Cordial Motor Speedway. Race that had previously been under the banner of the UARA National Tour, now has a new sanctioning body that is going to officiate and sanction that race. It is now going to be a part of the Southern Super Series schedule, but what was pointed out from the press release with the announcement of the Southern Super Series taking on the duties there at the World Crown 300, not going to be a points race, but there's going to be a ton of money on the line. Going to kind of be similar to how we've seen before with the All-American 400, where it is on the Southern Super Series schedule, but doesn't technically count as a points race. So it's going to be kind of a similar deal. But what's going to be very big for that race is going to be, I believe if I saw the number correctly, it's $30,000 to win, which is going to be a big payday. They've got another Southern Super Series race coming up there in just a couple of weeks, the first weekend of September, with the Georgia Summer Nationals. And that race, you're going to have an opportunity, if you can win that event and then come on and win the World Crown, you've got a chance at some really nice bonus money where you could be potentially looking at, between both races, you could be looking at close to a $50,000 payday. Depending on how the bonus structure is going to play out for both of those races. That race for the Georgia Summer Nationals will be a points race. And coming off the last win for Bubba Pollard at Mobile, there has been a shift in the Southern Super Series points standings. Bubba Pollard now your points leader in a very, very tight points battle over Cole Butcher, despite Butcher having one more win on the season with 4, compared to Pollard's 3. Bubba was able to jump ahead of him. He's been a little bit more consistent in the top 10 department than Butcher has, and that's what's got him at the top of the point standings now. And, if Butcher and Pollard, if they were to have a little bit of trouble, Colby Howard, Matt Craig, they're right behind them, tied for 3rd. They could make things interesting. The Southern Super Series point standings certainly far from over this season.
I mean, it feels like it's just getting started.
Yeah, they got a lot of racing still to do. But it's hard to believe they've got a lot of races in already on the season, but there's some big ones still to come, and a lot can happen over the course of these next couple months.
This might be the longest Southern Super Series season in 3-4 years.
At least.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there was one year we did 14 races, including races that aren't, points races.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we're right about there.
You've got a couple of big races still coming up there. Obviously, we talked about the one at Cordial. Final Blizzard Series race for them, September 27th at Five Flags, and a little bit of time off for them. And then November, things get crunching. You got the All-American 400. They'll run in collusion there with the ASA Stars Tour. That'll be November the 9th. They pushed that race back. I believe they pushed that back a at least a week, I think, this year. Maybe they'll get a little better weather this time.
And then
quick turnaround right after that. New Smyrna Speedway, the 60th annual Florida Governor's Cup, going to be the final points race of the year for the Southern Super Series. And Pollard's had a lot of success, obviously at Five Flags, but Butcher's kind of been the man to beat there this year. Cordele, obviously Bubba's backyard. He'll definitely be the favorite, I think, going into that one. And Bubba's had some great runs down at New Smyrna in the past, so I think it's shaping up to be a really, really good battle between those two over the course of the next few weeks.
You got to take one of those guys going into New Smyrna. Who's it going to be?
I got to go Pollard. I really do. I know Butcher.
The history there. Yeah, I get it.
I know Butcher's been crushing it this year, but I honestly think they focused more so their effort on the Stars Tour side, where they're absolutely crushing.
True.
But that's still, wouldn't be too bad of a year if you're like, yeah, I won a national title and I finished second in one of the best regional tours in the country. That certainly wouldn't be too bad.
I mean, it's hard to beat the competition in that series.
No, and then just kind of taking a quick glance over at the Stars Tour, Cole Butcher, he's got almost a 100-point lead over a couple of rookies. Carson Brown's been really impressive with Anthony Campy Racing. Gavin Bichelle got the year kicked off there with a big win down at New Smyrna during Speed Weeks, and Stephen Nassy and Dawson Sutton up there in the top 5 for the Stars National Tour. But point standings on the Southern Super Series side a little bit closer, especially between Pollard and Butcher up there at the top, and Howard and Craig, you got 4 drivers within 50 points. So we'll see how that all is going to shake out.
It's going to be a grind the next couple of months. I mean, the races going on across the country just blow my mind. We're getting into the crown jewel season.
Yeah, I was just going to say, things are starting to ramp up. Big money races coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give Ricky and UARA their flowers here, where, you got the Battle of Berlin 250 here tonight. A couple of races that they add to the schedule this year. It was a tough deal for them this year. They go into the year thinking, we're going to run, I think it was supposed to be about an 11-race schedule. And, what happened at Cordele happened at Cordele. But when you look at it, that's 4 races you lost off your schedule just like that. And they had to work quickly. All right, what can we do? We need to deliver a little bit more of a robust schedule. So you call John Dykes at South Alabama Speedway. He says, we're going to put a memorial race on for Augie Grill's dad, Frank Grill Memorial. They just announced the purse for that, $7,500 to win, $750 just to start it. And it's a 112-lap race. You're going to run it on one set of tires. So you're not really going to break the bank going there. It's going to be kind of a similar payout structure to what we just saw with the Billy Joe Ingram Memorial that we just ran down at Auburndale. And then they added a race at Mobile. Kind of not necessarily that it came out of nowhere, but they said, they talked about it at the drivers' meeting back at Auburndale. They're like, we worked through some things. We got this race thrown on the schedule. We're looking to hopefully partner up to where this could be a yearly thing where we could potentially run some UARA national races there. And they're doing whatever they can do to try to fill out their schedule and deliver. So there's still, after tonight, going to be 3 big UARA national races. And I'm telling you, the news is going to be dropping soon for the Bill Bigley Senior Memorial. And I can't stress enough. If you're a driver, you're going to want to be there. If you're a fan, you're definitely going to want to be there. And if you can't find a way to be there, you're definitely going to want to watch it, because it's going to be an unbelievable show. I can't wait. I can't wait for the news to come out. I'm sitting on, I'm not going to lie, I'm sitting on some news. When it comes out, it's going to be, Billy Facil, it's going to be huge.
We're going to get a Jake Wilson bomb on the podcast here at some point.
Well, I'm hopefully going to see if I can coordinate it to where my news is going to drop right about. Maybe we'll have to schedule a show right about at the time that the news is going to. Maybe I'll get to be the one to credit it. And apologies to everyone that thought that Taylor Swift was going to be on the show tonight. We apologize that you'll have to get your podcast, your Taylor Swift news elsewhere. She was unavailable tonight.
Well, we'll have to bring her in next week.
Yeah, we'll work on it. I did listen to a podcast earlier today where they literally found a random person who also is named Taylor Swift and had them on the show just so that they could put Taylor Swift in the title of the show. Genius.
That's perfect. I hope she cashed in.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, I got a little bit of downtime as far as being at track and announcing. I've got a little bit of. It's hard to believe. Can you believe the kids are back in school already?
Yeah. My 4-year-old just went to pre-K.
Yeah. We start high school football literally Friday.
Oof.
And my
That's
schedule
quick.
ramps up with that. Yeah, it's not that it's like 1,000,000 degrees out still or anything. No, we'll be fine. My next action, I've got a really unique schedule. My next event is monster trucks. All right. Never
All
done
right.
like a specific just monster truck show, but we're having Monster Fest at Freedom Factory coming up in just over a month. And so we're doing a 2-day show, 2-night show. So we'll have monster trucks for that. Then after that, I'm gonna have. I'll be back with UARA. We'll be back at Auburndale for the Sportsman Series, their final Twin 50, and then after that, I'm doing drag racing. I guess they. I mean, I'm thankful that I'm getting the opportunity to do it, but I've never done straight line before.
Straight line, yeah.
But I'm gonna give it a shot and gonna see how it goes. I mean, I don't know what to do with my hands, but we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. And then after that, it's literally everything I'm doing the rest of the year is just strictly gonna be either UARA or Cletus events. So we got some big ones coming up as the year goes on.
Man, you're gonna be busy.
You gonna come watch 100 Nissan Altimas race around a 3/8 mile at the same time?
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a great idea, right?
I'm in. Done.
It's gonna be perfect.
Oh my gosh.
So what do you got coming up on your schedule? I know the team, they're going to be finishing up at Berlin, but they're also talking about, I know, the Super Modified. They've got some potential big races coming up with that. And I believe if I heard Grant mention, they've got a big pro late race coming up at Berlin in a few weeks. I know Ricky, I believe, is helping out with that as well. And I know they had mentioned about possibly running a pro car up there at Berlin too, right?
Yeah, no, the team, they're focused right now on just getting to as many tracks as possible. You know, It's kind of started slow throughout the season here, and just has been ramping up. I mean, just last weekend they were here at Auburndale. Now they're at Berlin. It's just going to keep on ramping up from there. The goal is to get plenty more super modified races in.
Mm-hmm.
They've had some engine troubles, so they're still working on it.
It's kind of an important part of the super modified.
It is.
Yeah.
And so,
they're so cool though.
Man, you got to get
just
to one of those races. Yeah. If you get to Berlin, you got to go see a super modified race there.
For sure.
I mean, oh my gosh,
that's gonna definitely be on my list to try to get up there and check one of those out, or somewhere up even like in the Northeast, like New York or kind of like New England area.
Oh yeah,
Oswego would be.
Oswego. Oh my God, what a track! That would be one to add to your bucket list. My gosh.
Yeah, as we're just talking about it, I think I'm going to go ahead and put that on my phone right now. Oswego super modified. Okay, perfect.
Oh, you guys see it both on asphalt and dirt, because they have a dirt configuration over at Oswego, I believe.
Don't tempt me. But, I mean, I saw the big block modifieds for the first time a few years ago at Volusia. I was like, whoa, wow! We showed up like I think it wasn't their heats. I think it was like a B main or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with some guys who they're race fans, but they're not like short track fans.
Yeah.
And we showed up and they're like, what in the hell is that? And I'm like, that, sir, is a big block modified, and that right there is Stuart Friesen, and he's really good in those. So, again, how about give a quick shout-out to our guy Stuart there and his road to recovery, and hopefully get him back out in action here soon.
Thinking of him, man. That was a hell of a wreck. I mean, I've been in this industry for 15 years now. Never seen anything like it.
No.
Oh, my God.
That is the definition of gnarly.
No. Jeez.
Yeah, that was rough. And then how about the news, speaking of Stewart, Caden Honeycutt going to jump over, defending Snowball Derby champion from last year. Not quite sure what Nice Motorsports is thinking, but whatever. Good for them. They've decided to focus on 2026, but now Caden's going to get an opportunity to jump behind the wheel of Stewart's 52 truck and lock himself into the playoffs here, hopefully here in the next week or two, and chance to compete for a championship.
You know, I've heard some rumblings. It wasn't really Nice's decision, as it was maybe a factory decision. But
let me fix my bow tie real quick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay.
But hey, at the end of the day, Caden is going to go into an amazing situation. I mean, he's going into the best truck in all of NASCAR Truck Series with the 11 next year. He's got Stuart Friesen's truck for the rest of the year. He's got a chance to compete for a championship. I mean, damn. That's all you can ask for.
Buy your Caden Honeycutt stock while you can, because it is trending upward. And I'm very curious to see with the announcements that are going to come here in the next couple of weeks with what his 2026 plans look like. He's got a shot for a championship this year. I think he's got a really good shot at one next year.
I'm very excited to see. Caden, if you've never met him, really cool dude. Down to earth, just wants to go out there and drive. And he does a great job of driving.
Whether it's pro late model stock, super late model, truck, doesn't matter. Put him behind the wheel.
He'll figure it out. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Allick, appreciate you filling in this week and helping me out. So I just wasn't here just talking to myself all night. Be nice. But wish the team best of luck, obviously here tonight. And we're looking at my phone here. It looks like they are moments away from going green at the Battle of Berlin 250. So good time for us to call it a night here tonight. And we look forward to being back again here in action next week. We'll have a complete recap of the Battle of Berlin 250, as well as everything else that's going on in short track racing. Hopefully we'll be able to get a nice good guest or two lined up next week as well as that recap. And we're going to get ready to settle in here for what should be a great night of racing up there at Berlin Raceway.
Sounds good. And, for all those that have tuned in looking for Buggy Pletcher, just didn't quite end up lining up our schedules. We're going to put that one on ice.
Dave's still a busy man. Like people, he's an old savvy vet, but Dave is busy. Still working on race cars, Pletcher race cars. He's still very active in helping out some young drivers, and I'm hoping I get an opportunity to get a chance to talk with Dave. Dave was a driver that I saw when I was a young kid going to the races for the first time. He battled for years with some of the best in the business. Raced against my cousin for years, and I don't think I've ever really got the chance to talk to Dave a whole lot. I don't even and just be like, you were always the benchmark, the standard, the measuring stick, to where if you wanted to compete for a win, you had to beat Pletcher, you had to outrun Dave, you had to be able to whether depending on what car. I knew him as driving the 75 car, the Interbay Marine car, and just so much history. Had some opportunities to run a little bit in NASCAR and ARCA, but just a short tracker through and through. I don't think there's a thing that has happened on a racetrack that Dave Pletcher's never seen. So hopefully we'll get Dave on here in the next coming weeks, or hopefully here before the end of the race season.
We're looking forward to it.
All right, man. Well, had a great time chatting with you, but it's time to go racing at Berlin, and I'm gonna lock in and watch this race and enjoy it like the fans that are there. It looks like the place is absolutely packed, man. Jeff and Ricky have got to be thrilled with the turnout they had here tonight. So thanks again for coming on. So wasn't here just talking to myself for an hour or however long we've been on here now, and look forward to being back on again next week, brother.
Sounds like a plan. Let's see you then.
All right. Thanks for everybody tuning in. We'll see you next time on Let's Talk Short Track Racing.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Race Car Engineering is your single source supplier for all your racing equipment. Dirt, asphalt, drag strip, street rod, or off-road. Their experts can keep you on the track and in the lead no matter what type of racing you do. Hundreds of brands, thousands